Um, Welcome, everybody. Good morning. I'm Vanessa. For those of you who don't know me, I know we see some newer faces in the studio. I've been teaching yoga here for about 5 years now and have been practicing for 25 plus years on and off. So welcome to our Hatha class. This is right where I want you to be, as is great for beginners to get into your body and to observe how things are feeling. We're going to take it back into our basics for today. So the lens of yoga, we've done this before a few years back and kind of touching base throughout the year as well. But our lens of yoga, it is this tree that stems from our yoga practice. And there's different branches that we focus on. And the branch that we're going to focus on this morning is our Yama. Now, our very first branch that comes off are called yamas, and there's five of them. So there's like many branches that stem from this one bigger branch from the trunk. And the yama that we're focusing on is ahimsa. Ahimsa. So it's the very first one, and it's all about non-violence or non-harming to others, to yourself, to the universe, whatever, however you want to take it. But I am going to do a little bit of reading for you. And I encourage you to find a comfortable seat, something that feels right to you. It doesn't have to be cross-legged. I know as yogis, we come into the room, everybody's cross-legged. If you're like, just my hips are just not feeling it, switch it up. Find something that works for you. You can even lay down if you prefer to. The way that I typically teach is for you to observe how the body's feeling and listen to it, because that's a big key part of why we practice yoga. It's not to get flexible, it's to get into the body and notice these things that are talking to us within. So switch it up if you choose to. I'm always switch up my seated position. I can't stay still. You can find something still to gaze at, or even just simply close your eyes and settle into this moment. So this is the first yama we're going to focus on, and we'll work our way through the 8 limbs of yoga for the next little bit within our practice. Every Sunday as you come back will be a new yama, niyama, even working into the rest of the tree. Ahimsa, it translates to non-violence or non-harming, is the heart of a practicing yoga. Your practice on the mat should be about love, not harm, and for yourself. Your practice off the mat can continue that love toward yourself and others. Ahimsa is a reminder that all actions can come from a place of love, and it's a reminder that the heart of yoga is, in fact, love. Let that sit with you a little bit. We're not here to beat ourselves up or judge ourselves looking at everybody else in the room. This is your practice. And for those of you who have been with me for a while, I leave these big pockets in our practice to listen, to observe, and move in a way that feels right for you. And when we move today, I encourage you to move from that place of love, recognizing when something is maybe too challenging for the moment, being humble to realize maybe that pose isn't for you today, and doing something that feels right. Now, as we stay here and breathe, I encourage you to tune inward to your body here. Notice those areas of the body that are feeling a little stiff or a little tight. And recognizing that that is temporary. We'll be able to start to loosen things up or move in a way that feels relaxing for your body. And if you typically deal with something that is more stiff or tight, like the neck or the knees, the shoulders, perhaps they're feeling pretty good this morning. You had a good sleep, maybe a good walk this morning in the rain. And as you continue to scan the body here, notice where that breath gets directed when you take your inhale and take that exhale. Almost like we have this fluid movement with your clothing as we breathe in and out. Also recognizing that space at the top of your inhale and the bottom of your exhale. Can we start to take in a little more air with each breath in? Take it a little longer at the same time. And when you go to take your breath out, can you take that a little longer as well? Notice that things start to change even just with that breathing. Do you shift your attention more into your torso, perhaps sitting up a little taller, pulling your shoulders back and down, lifting your chin up, having that proud feeling within your body? And take a few more cycles of your breath with that nice long inhale and long exhale. And then start to let go of that breath control, gently bringing your hands together in front of your heart as you find that prayer position, pushing your thumbs up against your chest. We usually start with a nice cleansing breath from my practices. So take a nice full breath in through the nose, big exhale out through the mouth. And give a soft release to your hands, adjust back into the light as you open your eyes or start to come back into your natural focus. And we're going to start with our strap. So if you do want to switch up your seating, this is a great time to do so. Naturally, I'm going to. I find it's beneficial to sit on your knees if you have that range of motion, or you can find something else that feels a little more comfortable. The intention is to keep the spine long here as we get into the shoulders. And if you do have any shoulder issues that you're working through, I'll give you some levels that we can stop at. Everything that we do is typically done in levels. And you can sit on your props, bring yourself all the way up as much as you need to. Grab a bolster to sit on it if you want a little more height. It's up to you. All right, grabbing onto your strap. The first thing I want you to do is zip up through that spine, just like we practice within our seated meditation. We want to keep that chest nice and proud and your chin is lifted. Now, opening up your strap about shoulder width apart, your palms are going to face down. So having that nice tension within your strap. Start with it down by your knees or your legs, and then we're just going to come up to the shoulder height and then take it back down. So we're just starting to increase some range of motion here as we do this. So lift up to the shoulders and then take it down. See if you can keep your shoulders pulled back here rather than reaching them forward and rounding. We want to keep that nice length through the spine. Now, as you move with your breath here, I encourage you to take your inhale as you lift that strap up, and then take your exhale as you bring it back down. Now, this might not feel like much, or maybe you're starting to feel some of that sensation. If this is your stopping point, please stay. If you want to go a little further, we can take those arms all the way up overhead, even slightly back, and then bring the strap all the way back down. It does help to lengthen the strap between your hands so you have more of that range of motion. Now, observe what's happening with your head, with your neck. Are you straining it by kind of pulling it forward? Can we tuck it back and keep it up? Now, again, this is your second level. If this is your stopping point, I encourage you to stay as you are. Otherwise, you can bring that strap up, bend your elbows, take the strap behind your head, lift the arms back straight, and then take it all the way back down. Inhale as you lift, exhale as we bend, inhale as you extend, and exhale as you lower. A few more times with it. Remember, move from that place of love. If this is not feeling lovely in your body, take it down a level. And take it all the way back down. But from here, we're going to take that strap either up to the shoulder or up overhead, depending on how you're feeling, and just stay there. Now, keeping your arms nice and straight, lengthen the strap a little more so it is much wider than your shoulder width apart. Arms stay straight as we bring them over to the left side. Now, notice if we're starting to lean with it, can we keep your shoulders over your hips? Come back up, other side. Come back up and release. And from here, remove the strap from your hands, cross your arms all the way over, reach back for your shoulder blades, stacking your elbows or even crossing them over as much as you can. Give yourself a nice big hug. Open it all the way back, and then use your other arm on top as you do the same thing. Reach, wiggle those fingertips, separating your shoulder blades on your back. Start to give it a soft little release here. You can roll the shoulders out. Often after that movement, they can feel a little tighter, but gradually all of that fresh fluid is going to come racing back in. Moving everything off to the side. If you're sitting on a prop, please come off. You can move it to the side as well. And come to sit down on your mat, having your knees bent. Your fingertips are going to be back behind you. I find the best place or the best position for your fingers is actually out to the side rather than turning them all the way back behind you. So find what works best. If one is better than the other, this is a great opportunity to observe and listen to the body. Now we're going to shift your weight into your left foot. You can walk it away a little bit to start here. Cross that right ankle on top of your thigh and then start to pull your feet in toward you. So now we're getting into that figure four, which is going to get into your outer hip region, that glute region on the right side. Glutes can be tight, hips can be tight. No, it doesn't have to be still. You can rock your legs side to side. You can do some ankle circles. Find what feels natural for you. Start to move that foot slightly away. I'll give you a couple of options when it comes to our twist. The first option is to allow the legs to come all the way to the left side and pull that left foot toward you as you wrap yourself around to the right. Option two, we can keep that leg straight out instead. Same idea, cross that right foot over and then hug it over to the right. Yeah. So you're turning toward the right side here. Hugging it in is going to get back into that glute, just like our previous stretch. And if you know that your glutes are a little more tight, this is a great place to stay and just breathe into it. If you want to go a little further with your twist, you can hook your elbow to the outside edge of your knee and then push the elbow in to twist a little further. Use your inhale to come all the way back into center. You can uncross your legs and just naturally sit back. Now, a little freestyle here. What feels natural for you before we move to the other side? Maybe some wrist circles or shaking out of the legs. Maybe observing how one side feels versus the other. Beautiful reminder that the body is very asymmetrical. So what's happening on one side doesn't necessarily mean that's exactly going to be the same on the other. Take your hands behind you, pull that right foot a little bit toward you, creating a little bit of that shelf. Cross your left ankle on top of your thigh and then start to pull those legs closer toward you. Left side is very different than the right. So what feels best for you as you're here? Maybe it's a little softer of that pull, maybe some motion just to start to wake things up, perhaps getting into your ankle with some of those circles. Walking that right foot away, just enough that you have a soft bend in that knee, letting the legs come over to the side. Remember your options you can take here. Number one, pulling that right foot toward your left hip, or perhaps keeping the legs straight. And then we'll wrap the arm around and twist to the left. And think about how we were seated before. How can you zip up through that spine and be more proud through your upper body? Now, if this is your stopping point, please listen and stay here. If you do want to progress, you can take the elbow to the outside edge of your knee and push into the knee to get more of that twist into your thoracic spine, the middle of your back. Use your inhale to slowly untwist, letting yourself transition into a tabletop, however feels best. And once we get there, before we find our cat-cows, what feels best? Do you want a child's pose? Do you want to give your hands a bit of a break? Maybe sit back and create some figure eights? Do you want to take a down dog? Start to work your way back down into your tabletop, supporting your knees if you need to with that foam chip block, and have your hands down onto the floor. So spread your fingers nice and wide. Keep the creases of your wrists in line with the top edge of your mat, and your hands, your wrists are directly underneath your shoulders. Now take a look at your knees. You can tuck your chin and just look back a bit. We want to make sure those knees are directly underneath your hips. So sometimes you just need to take that soft little step back. Toes are more your personal preference. You can keep them tucked or have them untucked. Now we'll move with our breath here for your cat-cows, looking for as much range of motion as you can over time. So start with your inhale as you melt your heart toward the mat. Bring your belly down, lift your head as you look forward. Exhale as you tuck the tailbone, round the back, push into your hands and look back. Inhale as you sink everything back down, lift your gaze, look forward. Exhale as you tuck and round, push and look back. I invite you here to close your eyes or soften your gaze and focus on the depth of your breath as well as the depth of your pose. Move from that place of love, opening through the heart when we find your cow, softening the front of the body as we find your cat. How much rounding can we get in our back when we find that cat position? Almost like you're peeling yourself further away from the mat. One more full breath in. And your full breath out. And come back to a nice neutral position with your spine. From here, shift your weight into your right hand and reach your left arm forward. Feels a little awkward, so focus on your neutral spine here, especially the pelvis. If you notice we're starting to come back into that cow position, can we tuck that tailbone and keep it a little more neutral, as if you're balancing a cup of water on your back? And slowly bring that left hand all the way back down. Shift your weight into that hand as you pick up the right and reach it forward. And take it all the way back down. Now pick up the left arm, reach it forward. If this is your stopping point, I encourage you to stay. Otherwise, you can pick up the right leg and bring it straight back behind you. Keep the hips nice and square to the mat so the toes behind you are pointing straight down, even pulling them back toward your knee. Now observe what's happening to your belly. Can we keep that back on the flat side? Take it all the way back down. Start with the right arm, reach it forward. Again, if this is your stopping point, then please stay. If you want to progress, pick up that left leg, square your hips, point the toes down. And take it all the way back to neutral. Widen your knees, bring your big toes together, and then push back into your child's pose. Soften your arms. And gently start to lift your gaze, look to your hands, come back into your tabletop. This is where your props are going to come in handy. So your 2 blocks will be at the top edge of your mat. We're grabbing that foam chip block and placing it underneath our right knee to start. Step forward with your left foot. Lots of layers when it comes to our lunge position. So I encourage you to listen to your body. Don't worry about what your neighbor is doing. Tune into what feels best for you. So grabbing your blocks, having them the highest height that you can, framing that front foot and pushing your hips forward. The goal is to keep your hips nice and square to the top edge of your mat. Now, as we move up the line here, notice with your shoulders, are they shrugging, or can we pull them down even slightly back as you gently lift your chin and have your gaze a little more forward? That front knee is staying directly over your heel, so you can pick up your toes and not be able to shift anything within your leg. Now, if this is already fired up, I encourage you to stay. Otherwise, we can start to push the hips a little more further if you want more depth, or even find a different lunge position. Notice what feels the best. Sometimes opening that leg out to the side, having your toes pointing out to the left, and having your left hand to the inside edge of your foot will allow for a little more range of motion. Again, find that stopping point. If you want to progress to get a little further, we can lower the blocks, start to work our way closer to the floor, allowing gravity taking over here. You can even come down to your forearms, being mindful. It's not what everybody else is doing. Find what feels the best for you. Move from that place of love. You're going to stay here for about 6 or 7 cycles of your breath. So it's already really intense. Work up a layer. The hips hold a lot of emotion. They hold a lot of tension as well. So observe what's happening as it comes to the surface. Are you noticing all of that come into your jaw? Can we soften it? Are your shoulders holding that tension? Can we relax? We've got about 3 more cycles of your breath. Work up a layer if it's becoming too much. And take one more full breath in. Full breath out. And then start working your way all the way back up. Moving that left leg back to center and coming back up to the highest height of your blocks. Pull your hips back, straighten out your front leg, activate your toes so they're pulling back toward you, and then hinge forward. We're now getting into the back of that front leg. Now with that front foot, turn the foot in. Turn the foot out. And take it back to neutral. We're going to point the foot, try to tap the floor with your toes, and then pull the foot back. So point and flex. 2 more times. Working on that range of motion in your ankle, feeling that stretch on the top of the foot. Bend back into your front leg, and we'll switch it to the other side. Left knee is padded up. Step forward with the right. Use those high blocks to support you as we start to find our new layers on this side. So before we progress down, notice what's happening up. Can we relax those shoulders, open through the chest, even softly lift your chin and your gaze. Wiggle those front toes, making sure that weight is distributed properly so the knee is directly over the heel. If this is enough for you, I encourage you to stay. If you want to change things up, perhaps walking that foot over to the right, turning the toes out, bringing that right hand to the inside edge of your foot. Feel it out. Stay for a breath in each layer as you start to maybe dig a little deeper. The intention is more focused on that left side, which can be a very non-dominant side. So what does it require from you? That love, that patience, even your breath. And as we work our way down, are you noticing that tension being held in your hands, your jaw, your shoulders? Look for areas that we can soften. And you've got about 5 more cycles of your breath. If it's too intense, come out a layer. Take one more long breath in. Full breath out. Work your way back up. Find it into that neutral position, framing your front foot. Pull the hips back, straighten your front leg. Toes are active and hinge at your hips. And focus on that front foot. Turn the toes in. Turn the toes out. Come back to neutral. Point the toes. Try to touch the mat and pull them back. Point them forward. Pull them back. 2 more. Last one. Good. Bend back into that front leg and turn to face the long edge of your mat. We're going to pad up your right knee once again. If you need an option for our gate pose, we can always do this more like a seated position, having that foot in, and we can lean over this way. Okay. Otherwise, that right knee will be down. Left leg is extended straight out to the side. Yeah, we're in our high kneel position here. Sliding that hand down your leg, bringing your other arm up and reaching over. So you're reaching toward that extended leg. Okay, keep the shoulders nice and square. Lift the chin away from the chest, lengthen through the crown of your head, reaching it to the corner of the room. Breathe into the side of the body. And take it all the way back up. Bring your right hand back down. Take it to the floor in front of you. Your hips are going to stay up in the air and reach your arms forward. So just fold forward if you are in that seated option. Now with your right arm, thread it through to the left side, plug the shoulder down, and rotate as much as you can through your upper body. Okay. No, so you're gonna find that. Extend it out. Yeah. Good. Hips are high in the air to get more of that rotation. That top arm, you can also hook it to your lower back up and around, but it's crucial that you have that shoulder down onto your mat. And the higher your hips up, the more you're going to come forward. Therefore, your shoulder will be down. And if that left arm is on your lower back, please place it back down onto the floor. Pull your right arm back through, and then we'll switch it over to the other side. And pad up that left knee. Come into your high kneel. Extend your right leg straight out onto the mat. All right, slide your arm down. Reach your arm up and over. Nice lateral stretch. Zip up through that spine. Grow nice and tall. Lift your chin. Use your inhale to come all the way back up. Take your hands to the floor and reach forward. Hold down. And if you want to add in the twist on this side, pull that left arm through to the right, plug the shoulder down, and rotate. That top arm can be extended out, or even hooking it to your lower back if that feels nice. That top arm, take it back down to the mat. Pull your left arm all the way back up. That right leg back in. Turn to face the top edge of your mat. And taking your child's pose or downward facing dog. So the official first down dog of our practice for this morning. Notice what you need to take out of this. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Keep the index finger knuckle and your thumb knuckle down onto your mat. Then take the dog for a walk if that feels necessary, pedaling your feet out back and forth. Lifting one heel a little higher. Maybe holding it on one side as we stretch out through the calves, the Achilles, getting into that ankle mobility. Perhaps switching it over to the other side if you feel so necessary to do so. And give a generous bend into your knees as you look to your hands, step, walk, or hop to the top edge of your mat, and exhale as you fold over. Now dangle here for a few cycles of your breath. If you need to be mindful of your blood pressure, please keep your head above your heart. You can have your hands on your shins, on your blocks, or even on your thighs. And take your time here. You can always interlace your forearms, even adding a swaying motion if that feels okay. Another opportunity to listen to your body if you need to generously bend your knees and help to release your lower back by gluing your belly to your thighs. Moving as slow as possible here. Ground through your feet as you start to rise up, stacking each vertebrae one at a time. You're taking it slow so we're not playing with that blood pressure. Finding your full stand position in your Tadasana. Roll your shoulders back, turn your palms forward, and lift your gaze. Soften it as you look outside or at something in front of you. And starting to recognize the love that you're building for yourself within your practice, that Ahimsa. Have a soft release to your Tadasana. Turn to face the long edge, but stay at the top of your mat. Why don't we all turn this way? I'll mirror you. Okay. So from here, we're going to bring your arms up above your head, interlace your hands, except your index finger and your thumb. Yeah, so you're creating kind of this pew pew, gone all the way straight up. Hug your elbows into your temples. Your arms are nice and straight. And then bring your big toes together, leaving a little bit of space in between your ankles. Yeah. Now from here, we're going to lean over to the right. Kick your left hip out And get that nice big lean. But can we keep your shoulders nice and square and your chin away from your chest? Keep reaching your hands up to the ceiling. Good. Inhale, come all the way back up. Bring your hands all the way back down by your sides and step to the right. A nice, generous step. Turn your toes out on an angle like duck feet. So they're pointing to the corners of your mat. Your hands to your thighs, your thumbs on the inner thigh, your other 8 fingers will wrap around. Sit down into your goddess, that deep squat, having your knees aiming to be out 90 degrees and opening out. We don't want the knees to be caving in. Lock your elbows. Let your shoulders come up to your ears. Trust me on this one. Now from here, we're going to push into that right hand as you bring your right shoulder to the center and look toward me. Use your inhale to come all the way back to center. Stand up nice and tall. Walk all the way over to the right side of your mat. Bring your big toes together. Leave that space in between your ankles. Arms come up above the head. Find your non-dominant interlace with your hands. It's going to feel hella awkward. Keep that index finger straight and your thumb straight. Point them up to the ceiling and then lean to the left. Kick that right hip out. And notice what happens as we lean. Can we keep the shoulders nice and square, the chin away from the chest? It's not about how far you lean. It's about how we do this position. Inhale as you come all the way back up. Step back into your goddess. Nice wide stance. Toes are turned out. Hands to the thighs. Shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Lock your elbows. Push into your left hand as you bring the left shoulder to the center and look to the back of the room. Look to the right. And knees are opening out here. Inhale as you come all the way back to center. We're going to stand up nice and tall. Turn your feet in so now they're parallel, even slightly pigeon-toed. Your hands can be on your hips. Pull your shoulders back and then start to hinge at the hips, sending your hips back behind you and fully folding over. Once again, if you need to be careful of your blood pressure, please keep your head above your heart. Hands come to the floor. You can interlace your forearms once again, or even simply use your blocks. And start to walk your hands over toward your left foot, turning your shoulders as much as you can, but keeping those legs nice and straight. Slowly inhale as you come back to center. Exhale as you walk your hands over to the right. Come all the way back into that center position. Grab a block if it is nearby. Very beneficial. We're going to take it to the highest height. Now use your left hand on top of that block and aim to have that hand directly underneath the shoulder. Now from here, we're going to rotate the right arm open as much as you can. Having it a little more lifted this way should give you a bit more range of motion rather than having the hand on the floor. And take that right arm all the way back down. You can switch your hands, rotate the left arm all the way up. Start to bring the hand all the way back down. We can remove your hand from the block, heel toe your feet together just once, and then start to sink your hips down. Not a full squat, but we're going to start to increase some range of motion. So eventually, over time, we can get there. Now, again, like our goddess, try to aim for your knees to be at about 90 degrees, and then rock yourself side to side, starting to find a little more depth and some movement within your hips. If you need that additional support, you can have your hands on the blocks just to take it a little bit softer. We're beginning to feel that fire in your thighs. Maybe you want to focus on more straightening and then bending into your legs, and change your footing for what feels best for you. Sometimes the feet forward are not where we find that range of motion, rather that discomfort. We want to find range of motion. So I find sometimes with our hips, turning your feet out might allow for more of that range. And then start to straighten your legs all the way back out, walking yourself toward the top edge of your mat, and take it back into your downward facing dog. And start to inhale that right leg back behind you. On your exhale, pull the right knee toward your right hand and sit down onto your mat. Yeah. So instead of pigeon, we're actually going to do our 90-90, also known as deer. So I want more of those neutral positions with your knees. We're looking for L shapes in your legs. If you're very heavily situated onto that right hip, grab your foam chip block or a blanket and place it underneath that right hip to have it a little more square. Now, once we determine these L shapes with our legs, we're going to lean back first. The goal is to feel the sensation on the top of that left leg. So hands will come behind you, push the knee down into the floor to feel that lengthening of your side leg. Again, work in layers. If you're not quite feeling much, then we can start to establish if we need to come down to the forearms, as long as we're not getting too far where you're feeling that sharp pain. We're not looking for sharp pain. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. But bend your side leg, your left leg. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And start to work your way back up those layers, coming into your seated position before we change anything. Now we're coming forward. So bringing your chest toward your front shin. We're going to feel that shift into your other leg, the outside, even maybe the inside edge of your glutes, those hips. If you're not quite feeling much, we can turn your chest more toward your right foot, so over to that left side. Again, we're getting into a very dramatic part of our body. Notice if you're holding that tension somewhere within your jaw, your hands, your shoulders. How can we soften? Take a nice full breath in where you are. And a full breath out. And first, start to turn yourself away to the right side and then rise all the way up. Couple different options. If you want to stay on the ground, we can start to bring your legs out in front of you. Or if you prefer to take your last down dog, we can also kick it back up. And find what feels natural. If you're seated, maybe some windshield wipers, maybe extending your legs straight out just to give them a bit of a break. Start to shift your weight into your right foot as you inhale the left leg back behind you. Use your exhale, pull that left knee toward your left hand and sit down onto the mat. Once again, find that support with a prop underneath your left hip. If you notice, you're very heavily down on that one side. Find those L shapes in your legs, 90-degree bends in your knees, your hips, your ankles, even out to that side. Make sure you've got it padded up, and then start to lean back. Good. Glue that right knee down to the mat and feel that lengthening through the top of the thigh. And find your layer here. Do you need to go a little lower to feel that stretch, or are you feeling it already? Give yourself that love with each breath that you take. Can you be kind to yourself even through this intense sensation? And start to work your way back up those layers, eventually finding yourself moving forward, bringing your chest toward that front shin. If you want to increase your stretch or your sensation, turn to the right side. Keep your shoulders square to your shin, and then come forward. Bring that leg up. Up, 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 up. More, more, more. Yep. And now come forward. Forward here. Yeah. Yep. And take one more long breath in. Full breath out. Move with your breath as you start to come on out. If you are seated on a prop on that left hip, you can just kind of knock it out from underneath you. And this time we will bring both legs out in front. We'll find some freestyle, what feels natural for you before we start to transition more into our softer poses and finalize our practice this morning. Now finding your butterfly, taking your soles of your feet together here. Take a longer butterfly so we can start to get into the low back region and start to release some of that tension in your lumbar spine and your sacrum. Now, that being said, if you know that if you're feeling a lot of intensity, even as you're seated here, grab that foam chip block or something soft so you can sit back on it and come to the front edge of that prop. So we're starting to allow your pelvis to have more of a natural tilt coming forward. And what that's going to do is find more range of motion and help to bring more of that stress reliever into your lumbar back or lumbar spine. Now we're going to let gravity take over here. So I encourage you to let go of your hands from your feet, your legs, and then just simply start that rounding process as we come forward and having a natural stop. We're not pulling ourselves deeper into this position. We're letting gravity have full control. If you want to place your blocks underneath your knees, you're more than welcome to feel that support here as well. As we start to soften our practice, can you soften yourself? Using each breath as your guide. Using your inhale to look for areas in the body that are still holding that tension, whether it be subtle or more grand. And use your exhale to let go. Forward folds, they're very calming for your nervous system. So that's why we typically see them at the end of your practice. You'll notice that your state of mind is starting to become a little more steady and relaxed. Perhaps your breath, even noticing the depth of your breath as it starts to get slower, more relaxed. A few more cycles of your breath here. Remember, you're in yoga, you're never stuck in a pose. If it's not agreeing with you, please listen and come out. And take one more long breath in where you are. And a full breath out. Move slow, move soft. Sometimes we can feel fragile in your lower back as we start to rise up. Maybe even just taking a moment to stay in your seated position before we introduce some more emotions. And when they become more open to you, we can start to take those hands behind us, maybe even extend your legs or find some windshield wipers with your knees. Sometimes that can feel nice. The last few poses will be on our back. If there's any other layers you would like to put on, this would be the best time to do so. And then come to lay down. You're not going to need any of your props for our movements, but if you want them for Shavasana, keep them nearby. And from here, bend into your legs, plant your feet onto the mat, and have your legs connected. Pick up your hips, just pull them softly over to the left side, just enough that you have more of your weight on that right hip, And then turn to face the right. So your full body is going to come down to your right side. Even your shoulders are going to be square. And then stack your hands on top of each other like you're reaching them out straight in front of your chest. Now from here, rotate that left arm all the way up and open to find your twist. If you need some support underneath that left shoulder, you can always grab a block or that foam chip block. Rolling our arms out this way, it's more of a heart opener. You're open and receptive to that love within our practice, love for yourself. When you're able to love yourself more, you're able to give more of that love to the world, to those around you. Using Ahimsa as your guide. Take the last cycle of your breath here, a nice full inhale and a full exhale. Now move in a way that feels natural. Maybe it's just moving your legs all the way back one at a time. Taking any movement in between our sides here, maybe some motion, perhaps some stillness. Take it back into a neutral position. Bring your legs together. Pull your hips over to the right just enough that you're feeling some of that weight on your left hip, and fully roll to the left. Extend your arm straight out in front of your heart, and then circle your right arm all the way up and around like a rainbow, finding your twist. Support yourself with any props that feel necessary. One more long breath in. Full breath out. Take it back to neutral. Finding any last minute movements that your body needs before we take our final resting pose at Shavasana. Sometimes it feels nice to find another one of those folds where we're really stretching out through the back of the body, hugging your knees into your chest, or a happy baby. In your last position, what does that look like for you in this moment? Is it your Shavasana, having your legs extended out, perhaps a reclined butterfly, maybe even a seated closure if you wanted to stay upright? Another opportunity to listen to what feels right for you within your practice. Working with our breath work to allow that nervous system to calm down even further after our practice. We'll work with our Samavriti. We're going to start by inhaling to the count of 4, exhale to 4, then inhale to 5, exhale to 5, and finish with inhale to 6, exhale to 6. Now, if at any time you start to feel you can't catch your breath or getting a little anxious, please let your body just breathe naturally for you. We'll start with a nice cleansing breath here. Take a full breath in through your nose and exhale side out through your mouth. We'll inhale through the nose to begin. 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Moving to 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moving to 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And start to let go of the breath control. Feel the body relax. Even taking this feeling of love and peace within your body, within your mind. Start to come back into your body and come back to your breath. And find some movements in your fingers, in your toes, even softly turning your head side to side. And letting those movements grow, maybe reaching your arms up above your head, point your toes. And hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself some more of that love. And gently rolling over to one side, allowing your heart to settle, your head to settle. And keeping a soft gaze or your eyes remaining closed, come back up into your comfortable seat. And observing how the body feels at the end of the practice here. Have you been able to work out some of those areas that were feeling a little stiff, a little tight? Even observing the state of the mind, the state of the breath. Ahimsa is a state of mind. And the true practice of yoga happens off of the mat. Can we move from a place of love as we head into the rest of our day? Starting with yourself, letting your light shine out and taking it into the world with you. Always a pleasure having all of you join me on my Sundays. Namaste.